Hey, what's up everyone, Nick here with my review for Arrow Season 4 Episode 22 titled Lost in the Flood. Now, we are on the cusp of the end of this season now, and really, this episode didn't do anything actually. I mean, I've been trying to think about, what actually happened in this episode, and to be honest, I actually checked my watch a few times throughout the episode to actually clock the time that Felicity's sort of romance and subplot drama occurred in the episode, and it pretty much took up more than half the entire episode just on Felicity dealing with her family drama and the characters that she interacts with, like her father and mother, just taking up so much of the screen time throughout this episode, which is very odd because this is the second to last episode of the entire season, so this is like the big episode where they build up the anticipation hype for the finale, and really just kind of left you like, oh wow, I don't even want to see the finale next week, to be honest. I mean, it's kind of like, wow, nothing happened in this episode. I mean, I was almost scratching my head by the last 5 minutes while just sitting there like, okay, is anything gonna happen here? I mean, we already saw last night actually on The Flash that a lot of stuff went down in the last 10 minutes, and especially some big spoilery stuff in those last couple minutes there, and that kind of got you pumped up like, wow, okay, this is going to be a climactic showdown next week. And with this episode, you just really didn't get that feeling, and that's kind of a shame because basically the story of this episode is that Oliver and Diggle are going underground into the kind of dome to save Thea, who was captured last episode. Meanwhile, Felicity and her father are trying to hack the Rubicon system so that the end of the world doesn't happen. Now, Curtis shows up at Felicity and Oliver's apartment, and he kind of helps out and gives his own tech advice and guidance, while the other characters are dealing with their own drama and stuff. That's just boring, and what we get out of the episode is just some interesting stuff happening, I guess, under the ground with Anarchy too, where he appears back in this episode. But yeah, beyond that, not really much is going on throughout this episode here. And another interesting thing is that the flashback storyline is just kind of garbage at this point. I mean, it's almost laughable when it comes on. I'm kind of just like, I just tune out and I'll check my phone or something, because it's like, literally, we don't care about anything that's happening within the flashbacks. I mean, yeah, I get they're trying to kind of build up that, oh, Oliver secretly knows how to take down Darhk with his idol because he's dealt with it in the past with this writer guy and the Russian female that's helping him out, but it just kind of leaves you bored almost when it comes on because it's a very awkward transition, and it stays on the screen for about a minute or two, maybe less, maybe a minute and a half or so. I mean, it just really doesn't contribute to anything in the storyline. So I don't know, overall I thought this was actually a pretty bad episode. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. It just didn't really do anything for me, and it's a little bit troubling actually, a little bit worrying, because like I said, we're going into the finale next week, which is going to be this big episode obviously, and things are going to happen within that episode, hopefully, that lead us into season 5, which we already know it's going to happen because the show is renewed. So this finale not only has to provide a satisfying conclusion to this season with the Damien Darhk storyline, Oliver's character arc, but also lead us into a new season where new characters are going to be introduced, a new villain, a new threat, new storylines, characters are going to be in different spots than they were in this season, and so far nothing has shown me that that's what's going to happen next week. So I'm pretty nervous at this point, honestly, to finish out the season, but I will for you guys. So anyways, if you got the chance to watch this episode and you had to suffer through it like me, leave your thoughts down in the comment section below, and if you like this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button down there and like the video because it helps us out a lot. My name is Nick, and boy, we're in for a treat next week on the Arrow finale.